Welcome. Today's top news, September 6th, 2025. Economics, banking, finance, technology, startup, and sustainability is for you. Major trend in oil and gas prices. US crude is around $62. I should say Brent is around $65.5. Both have come down nearly $1.5. Natural gas, 3.05. And gold is shooting up, 3653. Nearly $47 up. Silver stands still 41.55, and Indian rupee is weakened. 88.27 rupees is equal to $1. 1 euro is equal to 1.18 US dollar, and British pound is equal to 1.35 US dollars. When it comes to dollar index, it is 97.77. It has weakened a bit, and US markets, if you look at it, it is all in red zone. European markets are all in red zone. Asian markets are all flying high, and India stands still. 24,741 for Nifty 50. Sensex is around 8710. So that's the essence of it. Oil price settled down more than 2% on weak US job report. India's top news. So, GST reform expected to lower inflation, create room for rate cut. Rate rationalization across slabs, exemptions of essential items, reduction in processed food taxes, and wherever US was targeting, and they have considerable leeway now in terms of fiscal space and consumption-led growth is the concept. India's forex reserves also jumping nearly $300 billion to now $694 billion. It's all moving in the right direction. So when it comes to lower GST, it should boost India's economy higher and higher. So that's the essence of it. India's bioeconomy leaps from 10 billion to 165 billion in the last 10 years. Rapid sectoral expansion, vaccine manufacturing dominance, ethanol blending success, bioagri and bioindustrial growth, R&D and startup boom. So it's a policy mission and right kind of support. That's the essence of it. Middle East news now. Qatari banks, net profit amounts to 14.2 billion, half one. And essentially, Oman showcased a sustainable housing solution in a conference. Oman and India strengthen maritime ties in Muscat. So when it comes to big picture, how Saudi Arabia Human is pushing Arabia's artificial intelligence to global frontier. That's very interesting. UAE, Qatar signed MOU to develop cooperation in labor, human resources development. Qatar, UAE signed cooperation in many forms over the last few years. What about rest of the world news? Global equity fund inflows jump on rate cut expectations. IMF cuts Angola's economic growth. South African assets soar. And Bank of America says US bond route likely over in absence of inflation shock. Fitch cuts Poland credit outlook. And European news is next. European sterling ticks, if you look at the big picture in terms of UK, sterling ticks higher but heads for weekly loss after gilt turbulence. Russia's Putin denies economy is stagnating as evidence suggests otherwise. EDF, European Investment Bank, signed €500 million deal to update French power grid. Swiss economy minister in US to seek better deal on Trump tariffs. Germany set for tepid 2025 growth, accelerating in 2026 and 27. That's interesting. And America's news, top news, Wall Street index ends lower as job data fuels economic worries. Dollar drops against peers after weaker than expected job report. US bond market may be too sanguine about underlying fiscal inflation risk. Investors' outlook for more aggressive US rate cut after weak job data. US Treasury Secretary Besson called for big changes at Fed. And it's all happening. Brazil Central Bank enhances security of the financial system. Now, Canadian IV PMI fell to 3-month low And tech and startup news. It's vital. MIT's Suhan Kim on the challenge of developing the world's smallest drone. Apple sues by authors over use of books in AI training. Google it with 3.45 billion EU antitrust fine over ad tech practices. UAE-based water company turns humidity into hydration. That's fantastic. Energy efficiency, bottled water sales, and sustainability focus, regional relevance, scalability challenges. When it comes to food grocers urge grain traders to uphold Brazil's soya moratorium initiatives. White House review of biofuel waiver plan pit against farmers against refiners. That's all happening in the global market space. So sustainability news is also meaningful for us to understand UAE Water Company. And again, when it comes to food grocers, White House review of biofuel is something which is interesting as well. So it's all happening in today's news. Thank you for your kind attention.